What's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot, and we are back for some player props and spreads in the NBA for Friday, April 9th. Man, oh man, it is almost the weekend, and you love to see that, but we still got some money to make. A recap from yesterday, 2 and 3, and man, those player props were deadly. We had Darius Garland over 5.5 assists, ends at 5. Bam Adebayo over 4.5 assists, ends at 4. Brook Lopez over 5.5 rebounds. He just stinks. No way around that one. But if you haven't been checking out our MLB videos, we're 8 and 3 over our past 2 days. We went 4 and 2 yesterday. So go check those out. Those are normally posted at the same time as these NBA videos. Same exact format. Just reading off a couple picks that we like for the day. As always, I preach this to everyone. Be sure to do your research. Look at the matchups. Look at the current production from a player or a team. And do your research. Be confident in what you're betting on. And first, I want to take a quick shout out to everyone that has been subscribing to the channel. Over 2,600 subscribers now. That is unreal. For comparison, a month ago to the day, we had less than 600 subscribers, so we've gained almost over 2,000 in the last month. So shout out to everyone joining the channel. Click that like and subscribe button if you are new. We come back every single day for not only our NBA videos, but also our MLB videos, and every Wednesday, we do a betting tips and tricks video. So shout out to all of you guys for the support on that most recent betting tips and tricks video, which was how to make a winning parlay. You guys been killing it. If you want to check that video out, it is linked down below in the description, as well as at the end of the video. So you'll see it there. And last but not least, join our Discord community if you want. I believe we're at 930 members at the moment. It's really cool. A lot of people to interact with there. Great community we are building. Let's get into the picks today. We're starting with Julius Randle, over 16.5 rebounds and assists. And today, I woke up feeling dangerous, and I felt a big Julius Randle game on the horizon against the Memphis Grizzlies. And Randle, the league's favorite at the moment to win the most improved player, he's been remarkable this year. He's averaging 16.8 rebounds and assists on the year. So I think he's at 10.8 rebounds per game, 6 assists per game. And man, this number, 16.5, right in his wheelhouse. He's perfectly capable of doing this. And the Grizzlies just don't have a power forward. I mean, they're going to be without Jaren Jackson Jr., who has missed basically the whole year, if not the whole year. Brandon Clark should be out today. So they don't have power forward. And over the last 15 games, the Grizzlies are giving up the 6th most rebounds to opposing power forwards. Right now, you're looking at Randle's line. I believe it's 10.5. So you could take his rebounds straight up. I'm going to take his rebounds and assists. The last time he played the Grizzlies, which albeit he's only played them once as a New York Knick, he had 14 rebounds and 6 assists. So he cashed. That was not a bad day at the office, but he cashed this player prop over. This is the same Grizzlies team that just gave up a triple-double to Bam Adebayo. Not that they're the similar player, but they kind of have similar kind of ways that their team uses them. Randle should be able to beast and feast, over 16.5 rebounds and assists. You might even see him in the parlay of the day at the end of the video. Moving on to the chef, Stephen Curry of the Warriors, over 31.5 points. I know, you're asking for 31.5 points. And have you looked at the over-under line for this game? Vegas expects a shootout, and that is exactly what they will get. And you'll see maybe we're on the over in this game. 241 points is the projected total. And the last 2 times Stephen Curry has played the Warriors, he's dropped 38 and 51 points. Not too shabby. Granted, that was a year or two ago as he was out basically all last year, but he's lit them up. I know 31.5 is asking for a lot of points, but like I said, Vegas has this at a 241 projected total. And since returning from injury, Curry, he's been all right. He's hit this over in 4 straight games. He's been absolutely unreal. I believe he just had 38, maybe 40 points last couple nights ago. He continues his dominance tonight against the Wizards team that doesn't play a lick of defense. Take his over. Moving on, Nikola Jokic, over 9.5 assists. Jokic averaging 12.3 assists per game over his last 3, and that included 10 assists in his last game, which was against the San Antonio Spurs, who, would you look at it, that's who they play tonight. I believe Jamal Murray will be back tonight. That is what the current projections kind of show him back, and he was not there in the last game, and that will help Jokic in the assist category, especially as the Spurs struggle against opposing point guards. They should be able to get him some open threes, and he should be able to knock them down. There's a lot of mouths to feed. You already got Jamal Murray. You already got Michael Porter Jr. You got Will Barton. You got Aaron Gordon. A lot of mouths to feed, and Jokic is just doing his best at getting everyone involved. He's obviously averaging over 9 assists on the year, or maybe high 8s. He's hit this over in 3 of his last 4 games against the San Antonio Spurs. I like Nikola Jokic over 9.5 assists. A lean that I do have, and I like to do 2 leans, and we can talk about them real quick before I get into my spreads of the day. But a quick lean is Nikola Jokic over 24.5 points. I considered it. If Jamal Murray is out, I'm hammering that. But it is a line. I mean, Jokic is averaging, 25, 26 points on the year. Current projections show that Murray will be active, but if he somehow is a late scratch, I would consider it. Jokic has hit this in his last 3 games against the Spurs, including 25 points a couple nights ago. Take that with confidence. My other lean of the day, so do your research on these as well as the rest of the picks. Wendell Carter Jr. over 14.5 points. Since being added to the starting lineup, he's averaging 17.8 points per game in 30 minutes per game, and he's gone over 15 plus points, which would be the over, in 4 straight games. The matchup against the Pacers is scrumptious. And you look at it, man. We just picked Karl Anthony Towns to absolutely destroy Goga Bitadze. Well, that's basically the same matchup Wendell Carter Jr. has. Miles Turner will be out. Sabonis potentially out. We think we had Cat feast on this defense. Wendell Carter Jr. definitely not the player that Karl Anthony Towns is, although I wish he was for my Orlando Magic. But I think Wendell Carter Jr. can get us 15 points if you want to potentially add that. I haven't decided if I want to lose money on Wendell Carter Jr. yet. And my final official play of the day, Kemba Walker over 5.5 assists. This is sitting at plus 100 value. And man, oh man, we used and abused this at 4.5. Of course, they moved it up to 5.5. But the reason we're on this is over their last 15 games, Timberwolves are giving up over 10.1 assists per game to opposing point guards, the second most in the league. That is who they will play tonight. Kemba Walker and the Boston Celtics will take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. And heck, you might even see we like the over in that game. We're taking Kemba's over 5.5 assists. He has hit this in 4 straight games. So I think he can get it done tonight against the porous Minnesota Timberwolves defense. Moving on into our spreads, we're going to talk about the trap of the day, and here it is. Bulls +2 versus the Hawks. This is a glorified trap if I've ever seen one. Vegas is begging for money on the Bulls, and they won't get it from me. I would take the Hawks -2 in this matchup. Sure, the Bulls are on a 3-game win streak, just beat up on the Raptors last night, and now they get a Hawks team without Capella, coming off a big loss to the Memphis Grizzlies by 18 points. And they're underdogs. The Bulls are underdogs. Something doesn't smell right. Something is fishy going on here. I would take the Hawks -2 if I had to. I won't take it because I think it's a glorified trap, but I lean towards the Hawks in this game. Moving on, here's my 3 over-unders of the day. Taking the Sixers team total over. Believe it should sit around 116, 117 points. And if you've seen this Pelicans defense, if I take any 4 of you guys watching the video right now, we could drop 100 on this Pelicans defense. No, I'm not even lying to you. Each of us could get 20, maybe gets a couple people off the bench, score a couple points. The Pelicans don't play an ounce of defense, and without Ingram, not that Ingram's a great defender, they have no interest. They just gave up, 139 points to the Nets. They've been giving up 115 plus points in all of their last 5 games, 123 plus points in 3 of their last 4. Sixers, while they might not be known as a high-scoring, high-flying offense, they're playing the damn Pelicans. So we're locking in the Sixers team total. They've averaged 116 points per game in their last 3 matchups against the Pelicans. And that was when the Pelicans at least tried on the defensive end. They won't try tonight. I do like Joel Embiid's over, but I'm not going to play it because I think this could be a blowout potentially. But we're talking about the home underdog Pelicans. And if you're a long-time subscriber, you know we love the home underdog Pelicans. Unfortunately, Pelicans stink, so we're not taking them to win or cover. But if they do, I called it the home underdog Pelicans for a reason. Best team in the NBA. We're taking the Sixers team total over. Should be around 116, 117.5 points. I take it up to 119.5. I think they score 120 tonight. Just an expectation. Here's 2 over-unders we're liking. We're taking 2 overs. Timberwolves versus Celtics over 228.5 points. Defense, never heard of it. That's what the Timberwolves say, and they gave up 141 points to the Pacers team without Miles Turner, Sabonis, and Brogdon. They combined to score 278 points that night against the Pacers. And we cashed that over in that game. It was textbook. We will cash it again in this game. 228.5 points. Not enough. Celtics, while they are a team that likes to score no points, that's what they do. Timberwolves won't play any defense. They refuse. That's why we're on Kemba Walker's over in assists. That's why we're on the over in the total game today. They played in 2020, combined for 244 points. Tonight is an easy over. Take the over. Timberwolves versus Celtics over 228.5 points. Last pick of the day, Warriors versus Wizards over 241 points. You're asking for a lot here, but we're talking about 2 teams capable of scoring points at will. Normally when the over-under is in the 240s, it cashes more often than it doesn't. It's just how it works. Wizards just combined for 247 points with the Orlando Magic. And I know my Magic, We don't score points, so 247 points is a remarkable feat. And then you got the Warriors, who combined for 243 in their last game with the Milwaukee Bucks. Both teams play super fast. They'll score points at will. Lock it in. Taking the Warriors Wizards over 241 points. Parlay of the day. We're doing no player props because those have been sketchy. We're taking Warriors versus Wizards over 241 points. Celtics versus Timberwolves over 228.5 points. Bucks money line and Nuggets money line today. Those are your 4 picks. I believe it comes out to plus 500 value. Lock it in. Recap of the day. Timberwolves versus Celtics over 228.5 points. Warriors versus Wizards over 241 points. Then we got Sixers team total over in points. Don't know what it is, but I'd take it all the way up to 119.5. I think they scored 120. Then we had our 2 leans, which were Nikola Jokic over 24.5 points and Wendell Carter Jr. over 14.5 points. Still questioning those. Official play, Kemba Walker over 5.5 assists, Nikola Jokic over 9.5 assists, Stephen Curry over 31.5 points, and Julius Randle over 16.5 rebounds and assists. If you're new to the channel, click that like and subscribe button. I'll be back in a different location, so you have to check out tomorrow's video. We'll be in a different spot, but we'll be back for our normal player props and spreads in the NBA. This has been Austin. I will catch you guys again tomorrow, and check out that MLB video if you haven't already. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, @CallingOurShot. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Peace out.